Hello and welcome to a freshly exported MP4 file. Glad every one of you could make it. I really appreciate that. Today we're going to make a clear Samsung Galaxy S8. I know that loads of people already did it. I just wanted to figure out if I could make it myself though. I don't have any skills. The Galaxy S8 has a glass back with a layer of paint over it. To put it in a nutshell, our mission is to remove that paint from the inside of the phone to get that awesome look. So let's get into that. First, we need to heat up the back to make that adhesive a little bit less adhesive. A hairdryer is a great tool for that. Removing that back plate is definitely the hardest part in that whole mission. I wanted to heat up that phone a little bit more, but my hairdryer died. So I used a blowtorch again. Don't do it with a blowtorch. It's super difficult to control the amount of heat which hits your phone, and we don't want to burn anything. Getting underneath that glass with a sharp object is what we want. We also want to make sure to keep that back nice and warm, so we can cut along the sides of the phone. Random business cards of your old employer or whatever thing cards you can find do help a lot. We stick them between the phone and the back plate. Don't forget to heat up your back as soon as it's cold again. After all, we deal with glass. You gotta treat that back plate like you treat your women. Carefully. Too much force and she will shatter your life into pieces. Women analogies are always good and classy. Alright, that just means this video is gonna take a little bit longer to make, because I've got to order a new backplate. Luckily they're super cheap, like 10 bucks. Let's put that broken thing inside, we're going to need it later. And focus on the insides first. We remove all that leftover adhesive and those broken glass pieces. And unscrew some screws. Those screws are super small, so make sure to keep them organized. Now we stick our little metal tool underneath the NFC coil. But be careful, that thing has super thin wires, and if you rip one of them, the entire coil becomes useless. After we remove that part, we can finally see one part of the logic board. And it's more beautiful than my face. I mean, look at it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm pointing at. And on the battery, we can see that legendary no dogs allowed sign. Smash that like button if you like dogs! I like that NFC coil, especially because it has a purpose. So let's put it back into the phone. What doesn't have a proper purpose though, is the plastic plate above the coil. So let's remove that. But wait! It's a trap. We can't cut away that little metal pimple, otherwise that phone wouldn't charge anymore. That's because this little thing is in charge of measuring the battery's temperature. So we need to cut super carefully around it, without damaging those thin wires I just mentioned inside the coil. Nice! Let's put it back in the phone. Because of removing that plastic piece, we don't need all screws anymore. Just 2 or 3, I forgot. Don't know why, but that sticker should go on the coil. Now comes the fun part! Removing that black paint off the glass. You can see I already tried it a little bit. But first, let's make that boy clear by removing everything which isn't the glass plate itself. We can easily use our metal tool to scratch off the paint layer. And first I was like, well, this is super easy, I don't know why everybody's crying about it. But then I noticed another layer between the glass and the paint, which seems to be a thin plastic foil. This thing is kind of important. It holds the paint better and it protects the glass plate of shattering into a million pieces in your face in case you drop your phone. But I was lucky enough to peel that thing off pretty easily. So maybe you're lucky enough too. Did you know that humans can smell rain better than sharks smell blood? That's intense shit, my dude. I've cleaned that glass with some dishwashing stuff and put back the camera housing. But this thing doesn't hold to the glass by just believing in it or something. So I used super glue. Yes, shut the f*** up, it's not the most elegant way to use super glue, but I don't have fancy pants adhesive lying around in the house. And let's not forget that fingerprint reader which we extract from the original bag. That thing is gonna make some more trouble in a minute. This thing needs to sniff some super glue as well. Beautiful. Let's give it another last quick clean. And yes, I'm using super glue again, but responsibly in super small doses. And put that back finally on the phone. So let me tell you something. Whoever made that little cable from the fingerprint scanner that damn short has probably fucking little hands or something. It took me so long to plug that damn thing back into the logic board because there's no space at all. The super glue dried already, so I had to apply it again. I also spilled some of that glue on my front screen, but that's easily removable. So now let's see if the phone works. And it does. Hooray. Isn't that thing pretty? I mean, look at it. The cameras work, which is a nice extra. I've tested the NFC coil, and yes, 0 damage. How about that? And there you have it. A clear Samsung Galaxy S8. Probably the best thing you could do to your phone. It's not water resistant anymore, and if you drop it, the whole back will shatter away, but it looks great, doesn't it? Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, I would really appreciate to have one of those sweet likes down below. I mean, it's really not a big deal, but it is a big deal for me. And I have a really saucy thing for a next video maybe, because I'm gonna attempt to make a clear version with the motherboard and all the electronics painted in gold. Wow. I believe that works. Maybe it doesn't. If you want to find out, just subscribe to that channel. It's for free, like it always have been. And check out the question of the day down in the comments. I would really appreciate that as well. I do appreciate a lot of things. And I'll hopefully see you in the next one. If not, you're missing out.